Hey guys, and welcome to episode 5 of That Was History. If you're joining us for the first time this week, we ask that you go back and watch episode 1 and kind of get a feel for the show and how this thing works. If you're joining us from watching previous episodes, we thank you and hope that you enjoy this one all the same. This week we're going to be talking about events happening between July 26th and August 1st. Also, if you like what you see, please check us out on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Imagine you were a farmer back when harvesting meant everything to you and your family. It was a way of life and survival. On July 26th of 1931, a terrible drought hit the Midwest and heartland of the United States. Worst of all is along this same time period, swarms and swarms of locusts devoured millions of acres of crops that were present in the area. I don't know about you, but this gives me a new sense of respect for the American farmer.
We as American citizens tend to hold our presidents to a higher standard than the common man. In most cases, the presidents do a fairly good job of maintaining these expectations. However, a few presidents, including Richard Nixon, failed to do so. After being accused of participating in the Watergate scandal, Richard Nixon was accused with the 3 articles of impeachment for obstruction of justice on July 27, 1974.
Elvis Presley, a renowned singer of the 1950s, came out with his first #1 hit, Heartbreak Hotel, in April of 1956. Not even 3 months later, he provided his second #1 hit, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, on July 28th of 1956. Over the course of his career, he would provide his fans with many more record-breaking hits, and eventually he would become one of the greatest singers of all time.
Around the 20th century, a global competition known as the famous space race began between the United States and the Soviet Union. It was due to this that NASA was created on July 29th of 1958 by the United States to ensure that they would be the first ones to the moon. It took $1 billion and 11 years, but America prevailed in July of '69 when Neil Armstrong took his first steps on the moon.
Pass go and collect $200. Yes, we've all heard that phrase and know that it comes from the popular board game Monopoly. Well, on July 30th of 1933, the board game we've come to love and enjoy was copyright registered. A man by the name of Charles Darrow became the first millionaire game designer when he sold his patent to the now famous Parker Brothers.
If you think about it today, you can go to almost any bar or restaurant and purchase an alcoholic beverage. Well, from 1920 to 1933, this wasn't so. Prohibition, a ban on the making, selling, and transportation of alcohol, was in effect. Because of this enactment, on July 31st, 1920, a total of 2 million quarts of whiskey were seized at illegal drinking facilities in New York City and Chicago. It's so strange to think that something that's so popular amongst Americans today could once be illegal in our society.
The Chrysler Jeeps of today would not be around if it were not for Willys Truck Company. On August 1st of 1941, the first Jeep came off the assembly line. This was only a prototype, however, and the civilian models wouldn't come out until 1945. The original Jeep prototype was primarily used within the United States Army and their allies during World War II and the post-war period. Well, this concludes today's episode, and if you like what you saw, please like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.